TEP production. Giving out instruction. I just keep it intact, this is a fact, right and exact, I won't step back. Admiration is the feeling that inspires your brain to make you gain self-knowledge, not go insane. I'm Satan's antagonist, acknowledge what I speak. I cannot be duplicated cause I'm born unique. Brother Kareem told me if I want it, I gotta take it. Kareem told me if we need it, we gotta make it. Nasir just said stand up and be a man. You're planning to fail if you fail to plan. Keep your circle tight, know your plight, fight with all your might. Study hard, stay in shape and everything will be alright.
This beat is slapping, before I make it happen I just wanna ask, may I rise higher with fire, made brighter than May sharp lines, may climb and rhyme and may timing like sirens, may my thoughts may spray as I sway, may play with the day, may each bar may spark from the dark, may making the arc, may I shift, may gifted with riffs, may lifted no myth, may move clean, smooth in between, may carving out the scene, may words guide, mind glide as the tide, may ride on the inside, may minds free, may deep in the key, may shape in the sea, may I shine, may prime in my rhyme, may throw in the sign, may break norms, may storms in the red form, may lightning is born.
Let's go.
Get your copy of Fire. It's definitely a must-read. Get your copy of Fire. It's definitely a must-read. If you enjoy hood books, this one is it. Just like the title of the book, it's officially fire. Get it on Amazon, paperback or Kindle.
I don't know how I got here. I just know I'm never going back. Just when I thought things were already crazy, it gets worse.
I'm back.
Quan?
Sapphire struggles to deal with her husband's alleged betrayal and coming to terms with Quan being alive after thinking he was deceased. Devante tries to keep a level head while dealing with family issues and unexpected disloyalty. Memories of Dre enters Devante's life in a way that he would have never imagined.
Fire Part 2, the finale.
Peace. This is The Enemy's Public, and I am Bro.Nasir. I hope everyone's enjoying their evening tonight. Topic of discussion, DJ Vlad, his self-entitlement, and how he manipulates and causes division among our people. I don't understand the magnetic attraction that some of our people have to Vlad. He does it, but it's not all his fault, because regardless of how he manipulates some of our entertainers, they know this and they actually allow it to happen. They allow themselves to be manipulated. To me, it is shameful that someone who really don't he's shown several times that he really don't respect our people. You can say it all you want, but respect is an action. It's not something you just say, I respect you, or, it's not something that you say. The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan did a speech. He did a speech back in 2020 called the Criterion, and some of what the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan said was taken out of context on purpose, and a lot of us stopped messing with Vlad afterwards. You know, I never messed with Vlad. I never rocked with him, but those who did rock with him stopped rocking with Vlad because of what he said about our elder. Some of the people who you would expect to stand 10 toes down and be steadfast, but not the ones who were steadfast, were standing on principle. Because sometimes when people say they apologize, it's only admitting wrongdoing and saying, like, my bad. Sometimes apologize is apologize. Sometimes when people say they apologize, they are not sorry for what they did. It's simply they want us to sort of move on and forget about it. That's why a lot of people apologize, because they want you to move on and forget about it and stop dwelling on it. Even if they are the one who are wrong, they want you to forget about it and stop dwelling on it. After my brother T. Wriggles here with me. Welcome, brother. Once again, we got another topic we're going to deal with. Before I play 3 music selections, I want you to, allow you to reintroduce yourself. How you doing this evening?
Man, I'm doing great, Bro.Nasir. We're back at it once again. You know, I love the topic here. And after watching the interview and seeing the position that we as people, you know, kind of put Vlad in this position and gave the okay, you know, and even hearing Boosie say out of his own mouth, like, this was my fault because he did the show and everyone followed what Boosie's doing. And so I really can't, you know, I'm playing with this line here. Yeah, he shouldn't have said anything about the minister for sure. But what Vlad was standing for, where people were having a platform to speak and everyone's telling on everyone, like, we did that.
Yeah. I and I'm glad you said that, because I'm glad you said that. You know, Vlad being the get indicted hotline. I'm glad you said that, because if you let Vlad tell it, the people on that platform didn't make the platform. If you let him tell it, they had nothing to do with it. You know, those artists, those entertainers didn't make his platform. If you let him tell it, that's when the self-entitlement come in and the manipulation come in. Because it's been it was a while before anybody knew how to do look. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Because he would never be on the camera. It was a while before we found out how dude looked.
Yeah.
Because he always was behind the camera doing the interviews. And he had the camera on the person he was interviewing, and he was asking very incriminating questions. And the ignorant among the entertainers, in particular, the hip hop artists, if you want to call them that, was self-indicting themselves. And a lot of people went to prison because of a damn Vlad interview. They sat there. instead of saying, nah, man, don't ask me those kind of questions, or I plead the fifth, or I'm not going to answer that question, they readily answered that question. And that's why I don't understand, you know, why he had this effect on some of our entertainers and why they constantly go back. He must be paying good for people to constantly go back after being disrespectful to an elder of ours, being the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, outright lying on the brother. And because he came and said he's sorry after 5 years, brother, after 5 years.
Yeah.
That seems to me like, get over it. Stop dwelling on that. I apologize. Damn. That type of thing. Not, I need to apologize to the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan and the people because I offended them by outright, purposely taking what he said out of context to make, because, he and his people are propagandists. And the first act of war is propaganda, justifying the stand that you have on a person. The first, the first act of war is propaganda. That's how you justify the physical war. You start with saying how it should happen and making up reasons why it should happen. So Vlad, back in 2020, outright lied on the minister. Godfrey stepped away from him. Lord Jamar stepped away from him. You know what I'm saying? Corey never, was acquainted with him, but Corey spoke about it and said that he was an enemy to our people. Now, we're talking about Vlad. We're going to get into the interview that he had with Corey Holcomb. Yet, I want to speak about Lord Jamar briefly. Lord Jamar is, he's Nation of the Gods on Earth, okay? He knows the 120, he knows the problem book. He had an album out dealing with the 120. He had a whole album out called Supreme Mathematics, where he broke down the lessons. And in the lessons, it refers to Vlad type as being devils. But he frequent the devil, though. You know what I'm saying? He frequents the devil's platform. So I can't trust nobody like Vlad. And then in those lessons, brother, I know those lessons because I have those lessons. It asks, can a devil fool a Muslim? And the answer to that question is no, not nowadays. It's the answer to that question. But a devil made a fool out of Lord Jamar. Made a fool out of him because the minute all it took for him to say is, I apologize. Not I'm sorry. I apologize. Not I'm sorry. Not I am remorseful for the actions that I took for speaking a lie about the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. No, I apologize. I apologize. Don't work with me. Because I apologize is not expressing remorse. It's not saying I'm sorry. Not to me, it's not. But
Well, I would say this. Whoa, I got to echo. Testing.
You have your StreamYard open. Click off your YouTube and leave your StreamYard on.
Yeah, that's okay. That's good. Okay. I would say this, listening to the interview, right, where there was a section where he said that, this is where it kind of, when he said it, Corey and Craig didn't refute it, where he said that, Corey said, well, look, you're paying better than the industry, with bringing the brothers up. And no one refuted that. And I thought that was interesting. And Vlad providing a service for people to come. With him saying that and all that, I said, okay, I really can't. I see your intentions might be good, but I don't know. There's something there. Yeah, I land right there.
The road to hell was paved on good intentions, brother, not just intentions, good intentions. Okay? And it was, to me, what I seen when it came to the interview was senseless pandering. You helped the careers of a lot of people. That is pandering to me. That's pandering. And that's something I totally disagree with. Now, I'm going to play the music selections, okay? Because, and then we're going to get into it. We're going to get into what someone who was on the 5150 show had to say, Marcus, about the interview. Because to me, brother, Corey is a talented comedian. Okay? He's a talented comedian. He expects loyalty that he's not willing to give. Corey is not loyal. And if you disagree with him, he's going to get you away from him. All you have to do with Corey Holcomb is disagree with him. You can agree with him 5-6 years, but the minute you disagree with him, you're going to fall out with him. Going to fall out with him. He wants yes men and bobbleheads around him. And you should never have yes men or bobbleheads around you, because you want somebody who are free thinkers. That's what you should want around you. I can understand being of a like minds, not, okay, you have to think like I think, or upholding me when I'm absolutely incorrect. Because I've seen a lot of times we absolutely incorrect. Let's play these music selections so we can get into this, because I don't like anyone who would disrespect the brothers in front of the others. We shouldn't do that. We should never do that. We're going to start off with my comrade, Dre Cobbs. We're going to start off with Dre Cobbs, Indian Trails.
Indian trails to the freeways, we make the hustle look easy. Trapping furs all season, the way we push our line. Yeah, we are still the people from those times. Yeah, through it all we continue to shine. 'Cause Indian trails make freeways over time. Yeah, Indian trails make freeways over time.
I feel the ancestors They still with us. They give us the fight when we in the field with it. Blood on the foundation, we build with it. The echoes of the past shapes the mold. From the cotton to the concrete, the story's been told. I let the real American Indian story unfold. Paint pictures with the flames, let it burn in your soul. We carved from the land. They tried to erase us with one wave of the hand, but still we stand. How you doing the treaty? That ain't your man. The game was planned. They drew them lines, and on them trails they see the world through an Indian's eyes. They say the colonizer came and the Indian died, but I told you we still here. It's time to instill fear for thinking they can come near an aborigine. Our family legacies is deep in our memories. Cherokee, Chickasaw, and Choctaw. Fucking with the chiefs and get you knocked off. The warrior spirit still inside. Granny's strength with granddaddy's pride. And them stories that was left behind. This is my path, and I'ma finish this trail in due time. Ain't nothing fucking with my bloodline with shine. It's part of my design.
Indian trails to the freeways. We make the hustle look easy. Trapping furs all season. The way we push our line. Yeah, we are still the people from those times. Yeah, through it all we continue to shine. 'Cause Indian trails make freeways over time. Yeah. Indian trails made freeways.
Heavy is the head that wears the feather crown. We built it from the ground, from Cahokia to the Etowah Mounds. They know what they found. The copper-colored Indians with a knowledge profound. With the carvings and the paintings that was left all around. Riding on the Indian trails, yeah, holding it down. Going back to what my family name on the town. Blood in the soil, roots deep in the ground. We honor those who came before us now.
I'll die an Indian, and that's it. I don't care what my complexion is. It doesn't matter. My kids are Indian, and I'm Indian.
Oh yeah, they see us shining now. Indian trails made freeways over time.
My brother Dre Cobbs, the comrade. Now we're gonna go to Mayday. Olivia.
As long as your woman is a bitch and a whore in your mind, you'll never stand up for her. And if you won't stand up for her and the children that she produces for us, it is better that we be dead.
Olivia walked the streets in the shadows, carrying dreams wrapped in pain. A little girl lost in the world of sorrow, her innocence fades like a distant refrain. She grew up too fast, learned to survive with a heavy heart and a burdened soul. But in her eyes, a flicker of hope. She dreamed of a life where she could be whole. Oh, Olivia, don't let history repeat. Your granddaughter's wandering down the same street. A legacy of strength, a lineage divine. Teach her to shine, let her spirit align. No more degradation, no more despair. A black woman's worth is beyond compare. Stand tall, be proud, let the world see. You're priceless, you're fierce, you're forever free. Now the young girl, she hears the call, tempted by voices that promise it all. But in the darkness, a light will arise. Wisdom of Olivia in her heart she'll find. Don't let him define you, don't play the game. A man's true worth is more than his name. Respect yourself, let your spirit ignite. You're the mother of nations, your future is bright. Oh, Olivia, don't let history repeat. Your granddaughter's wandering down the same street. A legacy of strength, a lineage divine. Teach her to shine, let her spirit align. No more degradation, no more despair. A black woman worth truth is beyond compare. Stand tall, be proud, let the world see. You're priceless, your feast, you're forever free. Let the voices rise, let the truth be told. Together we'll break every chain of gold. No more silence, no more fear, no more fear. Empower the young ones, let them hear that, yeah. And sisterhood will stand, we'll fight for every daughter. We'll bring back the light. So Olivia, hold her close, guide her way. Teach her the lessons of love every day. A legacy strong, a future so bright. Together we'll shine, turning darkness to light. All my lost souls will break every chain in the heart of a woman. Freedom will reign.
The tides remember who we are. From the deep we rose, and to the deep we guide the world again.
Next, we're going to do Satan's Antagonist, Mayhem, Buttons of a Man. That's the last musical selection. Then we're going to get into the subject matter.
His circle is small but solid. Every person in it has earned their place.
Listen, I was raised as a boy by a grown man. Learned early, you don't joke on a closed hand. Unc said, son, every smile ain't a friend. Some laughs led the lines, you can't bend back again. Cold talk, don't play or be played with. If you ain't ready for the smoke, don't say it. Where I'm from, you press the wrong nerve, that's war. Stand on words, don't speak, that's law. You online, typing tough in the chat box. In real life, you a foe from a small shock. You call it trolling, like that make it all right. Till a man feel tried and he come for your whole life. We don't push buttons, all men we respect. We talk straight, or we step, that's correct. If you ain't ready for the weight when it land, keep my name off your lips, be a boy, I'm a man. I'm just trolling, that's a weak man's prayer. Say it to my face, you won't dare. I was raised on the code, don't play there. Don't play with a man that don't play there. I was just joking, you crossed that line. Buttons on the man, you wasting time. Men don't test men like some cheap there. My man got a code, can we keep that? Look, a woman push buttons, she testing my code. My endurance, my patience, what I'm built for. She might poke, she might press cause she feel me. Still my queen, I protect her if it kill me. Her words cut, I breathe, keep composure. She deserves grace, even when it's all over. She got crown energy, even in the rage. She can hit my prime, still she never leave the stage. But you a grown boy, chatting like a child. Smirking on the screen, trying to get a man riled. Then you hide behind memes and a fake laugh. I was just playing, bro. That ain't mancraft, you ain't built for the echo of what you say. You ain't ready for the price that a man pays. So when you speak, better mean every line. If you can't stand in that fire, stay offline. I was just trolling, that's a weak man's prayer. Say it to my face, you won't dare. I was raised on a code, don't play there. Don't play with a man that don't play there. I was just joking, you crossed that line. Buttons on the man, you wasting time. Men don't test men like some cheap there. A man got a code, and we keep that. I don't push buttons, I give warnings. I don't start storms, I bring warnings. I was taught, be straight, never sneak war. If I'm at your door, you knew what it's for, so keep on trolling. Out your grown mouth, or deal with the truth that you spoke about. I was just trolling, that's a weak man's prayer. Say it to my face, you won't dare. I was raised on a code, don't play there. Don't play with a man that don't play there. I was just joking, you crossed that line. Buttons on the man, you wasting time. Men don't test men like some cheap there. A man got a code, and we keep that.
A man with no friends or a small circle, that's a man you don't mess with. He's learned the hard way that loyalty is rare.
I like that
yes,
song.
Sir. Yes, sir. It's real significant to the climate, right?
Yeah. Because, you know, you cross that
we
line.
see,
You cross that line, boy. I tell you.
yeah, it's real significant of what we see on these in on social media. And a lot of people, they don't realize it could happen until it happened. I forgot the brother's name, but he was going back and forth with this brother last year. They was going back and forth, trolling and going back and forth each other. And what happened was, I forgot his name. The brother found out. I ain't gonna say the brother, the dude, because he messed his life up. He messed his life up. Dude found out that dude he was going back and forth with, he and his wife was in Vegas. He found out that he said, because when he told them, when they was going back and forth, he said it's on site. That's what he said. It's on site. He found out they was in Vegas. When he found out they was in Vegas, he and his wife was in Vegas, he ran up on them and took both of their lives. As stupid as that was, one thing you can say is he stood on what he said. He meant what he said. As dumb as it was, he meant what he said. You can't play with everybody. And not only that, you don't even know people's mental capacity. These cats don't be knowing people's mental capacity, and they play with people like they know them. And that's something that, you know, I was taught against growing up. I was taught against that. I was taught that you don't play with a man. My father taught me that, don't play with a man. My uncles taught me that, and all my father's friends and people that my dad was hanging around, don't play with men. Somebody could lose their life. You're not serious, and that person's serious. You know, I was just trolling. I was just joking, but this man don't play. Had to stop that. It has to stop. But
yeah, that person you're referring to, Manuel Ruiz, and
yeah,
it was Rodney Finley and Tanisha Finley. Wow.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He ran up on them and he took both of their lives, the man's life and his wife's life, ran up on them in Vegas. That was stupid.
That was
but
stupid.
He meant what he said. That's the thing. And sometimes you don't know the mental capacity of people that you're dealing with. So you just can't play with any and everybody. Well, let us get into this manipulation and self-entitlement of Vlad. Because that, you said something that was real key and significant, bro. They made him like that. And he's paying people to, to go on interviews. And that's Corey's, that's his motives. He said it several times. You heard him say it several times on the interview, right? He wants to do business with Vlad. But he'll do it at the cost of, friendships and the camaraderie of the brotherhood in general. He'll do it at that expense. So the first video we're going to get into a video, what's the brother's name? It's not Marcus's video, but he's talking about, Marcus's program. I don't know which one did I. Let me see. Whichever one play first, that's the one we're gonna watch. But we're not gonna watch the video, the interview with Corey and Vlad in its entirety. We're not gonna do that because it's too lengthy. It's entirely too lengthy. We're just gonna do what we can with it and then go from there. Hold on, let me go back. Okay. Let me see. Yeah, we're here. Yeah, we'll do the 5150 show first, and then we'll do Marcus.
You know,
No, okay.
Marcus is sharing his blunt and
Hold on. We're doing, Marcus first, and then we'll do 5150 show.
honest opinion about the most recent episode of the 5150 show where Corey Holcomb had DJ Vlad on as a guest, and he did not hold back at all. We all saw that atrocious display of buffoonery that took place with Corey smiling ear to ear with someone he once considered an enemy of the entire Black community and rolling out the red carpet for Vlad to speak negatively of other Black men on his platform. Regardless of his issues with Ari Spears and Godfrey, the one thing his core fan base would expect is for Corey to be on code, something he has spoken on for years, but now all of a sudden, that looks like one big facade and a sham, pulling the wool over his 5150 fans' eyes, making them believe he was the one who kept it more real.
I'm saying, my brother T, wasn't that the problem that Corey had with Anton Daniels? The pandering, the senseless pandering, and the ass kissing of white men. Isn't that what Corey mentioned to Anton Daniels?
Yeah, he said that.
That's what Corey said to him, and then what Anton Daniels said to him. That's what caused the almost fisticuffs on the 5150 show. Anton was out of pocket for saying that. You know what I'm saying? Using the sexual innuendos and stuff, because if you were going to pander to somebody, it should be your own people. You know what I'm saying? It should be your own people. If you're going to pander to anybody, it should be your own damn people. And, he used that as a comeback. I don't know why he used that as a comeback to Corey, but Corey said to Anton Daniel, and it was a true statement, that he kissed the ass of white men and he disrespects women. And he does. But this right here is he did some shameless pandering on his show 2 weeks ago when Vlad visited the show.
Good. 8 years ago, yeah. But long story short, you have grown a lot since then, man.
Thank you. How could Corey tell if somebody have grown a lot when he hasn't been around them? That makes no sense to me. You don't know if this man has grown or if he's gotten worse. You don't even know. It's starting off with senseless pandering. This is pandering. Let me know if you want me to stop it, brother.
Yeah, I'm listening to what you're saying, and I really have to look up what pandering is. But we have Corey inviting Vlad on the show, and to speak, to clear up some matters that might have happened,
That's cool.
And that's cool. And what I got from this whole interview is that, it was just it seems like an opportunity. That's all I'm seeing.
Yes, exactly. I agree. While you're at it, brother, if you can, look up the word pandering. And this is what
I am.
Look it up. He's pandering.
As well.
Yeah, man. It's
You as well.
Yo, I'm like, even though I hadn't been on your show because of a lot of reasons that adds up to nothing now.
Right.
And I would like to talk about.
He said a lot of reasons it adds up to nothing now. What does that mean? What does that mean? For a lot of reason, it adds up to nothing now. The reason why Corey Holcomb, said that Vlad was an enemy to our people is because of what he said about the minister. And Vlad didn't say he was sorry. He didn't express remorse. He didn't say, "Oh, I was wrong for doing that." He didn't say that. And once we watch the interview, you're gonna see how he tiptoed through the tulips and getting around not saying, "Okay, I was sorry." He just said, "I got misinformation," and I said something. No. He didn't get misinformation. He didn't get information. Vlad outright lied on the minister. Outright lied. Because there's no way you could take what the minister said out of context like that. No way. Because he put it in too much context for anybody to take it out of context. He outright lied. And when he said, "I apologize," it was like, get over it. That's the type of apology that Vlad gave. 5 years later. 5 years later, bro.
Yeah, and I tell you, Brother Nasir, that this is my fault also by not rewatching what Vlad actually said, and that's my fault. And look, pandering refers to an act of catering to, indulging, or profiting from weaknesses, vices, and unreasonable desires of others, often to gain an advantage. It almost sounds like it's close to just being respectful, but pandering, you're gaining something. I don't know. Respectful and pandering, there's something there where you can look at that as the same. But go ahead, brother.
That definition you just gave, it's not it's not when people say somebody's pandering. That's not what that definition is saying. Usually when people say somebody's pandering, it means they're kissing ass. That's what that means. Because Corey don't even know this dude. Don't even know him. But he say he can say all these things about him. He's grown and all this other nonsense. Stop it. That's pandering.
About that too.
Right.
I watched you grow, and I also watched you help the careers of so many. And I don't know if they give you credit for that. Do they give you?
Is that not pandering? That's pandering.
Now, is that statement true?
He interviewed Michael Jai White, established martial artist and actor. He didn't help him do that. Michael Jai White was Michael Jai White before he went on Vlad. Boosie was Boosie before he went on Vlad. Lord Jamar was Lord Jamar before he went on Vlad. Professor Griff. All these people was them before they went on Vlad's. So he didn't do a goddamn thing for them. If anything, those people helped Vlad get to where he at. Because if they never went on those notable people never went on Vlad's program, where would Vlad be? What would he be? Melly Mel and all these other people that was on Vlad's program. Where would Vlad be if those people never went on his program? He didn't help their careers. It's not like he launched any of these people's careers. I knew who these people was before they went on Vlad. So that sounds stupid. Did they give him credit for that? That is straight up ass kissing. Trying to give this man credit for something, make it, that is like, to me, it's like feeding a culture vulture. Feeding the vulture. That's what that is. Feeding the vulture.
You credit for helping their career?
Wow. Yeah.
Well, I picked up that about you as you talk to the guy. Now it's been all kind of shit out there, and all.
You were saying something, brother?
Now, Brother Nasir, here's the thing, right? With what you just said, right? Vlad has been doing interviews for 15 years or more. And out of these 15 years, there's been some people I don't even know like they would say their names. I guess it was for the younger generation. So, and this is why I asked: is that statement true? Because you named popular ones, but what about the ones that are unpopular, right? I mean, and we're talking a 15-year span. So there had to be at least in 15 years, at least 200 people, at least.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. But those people, I know everybody I seen on Vlad TV, most of them I knew who they were before they went on Vlad TV. Most of them. I just can't sit up here and name everybody. So I named
Right.
Can't name everybody. I'd be up here all night naming everybody. But what I'm saying is all the people that I seen on that program, I knew who they were before they went on that program. The comedians, the rappers, the actors, I knew who they was.
Let me see what it says here. How many guests have Vlad TV had? All right.
It had to have been more than 200. It had to have been thousands. Had to be in the thousands.
Yeah, it says thousands of guests conducting countless interviews with artists, gangsters, cultural figures, and popular video featuring Boosie, Kathy D, Mike Tyson. The platform is highly selective, reportedly turning down over 90% of the requests to maintain its curated high viewership content. Okay.
I knew about most of those people, and then he got into the gangster culture. I knew a lot of those people were also before they went to Vlad, and it's typical of his type to put a mic in front of those people, and some of those people sat up there and they self-incriminated themselves. And some of them cats went to prison because they self-incriminated themselves. That's their fault. Like when I began the program, I said it's not all his fault because they could have said, no, I'm not answering that question. You asking me incriminating questions. But
True that. I'm just looking at it like what Corey just said. I was looking at, is that a true statement? Because I'm that the definition of pandering and being respectful, that right there, that's a fine line.
It's a fine line. You're true. That's a fine. You're absolutely correct. That's a fine line. But to say, did they give you credit for that? I mean, that right there to me is senseless, shameful pandering. What are you trying to do by asking did they give him credit for that? What kind of question is that? You need to get his interview skills. You see Dee's face? Look at her face. Why he's saying this nonsense?
It really don't fucking matter. Because see, this is what's happening, man. We are still alive and kicking in 2026. And I understand that it's just like Robert De Niro said in that movie Heat. Every day is luck. And for you to climb the way you climb, you're not a studio guy. You don't have NBC or anybody like that backing you, do you?
It's just me.
It's just you.
Yeah, I don't have any investors, any partners. It's really just me from the ground up, from day one.
I respect that so much, man.
2008.
In my opinion, the airy slander is one thing, even though I still don't agree with allowing an outsider to speak down on other Black people. But the Godfrey stuff was way out of pocket. And I hope Godfrey doesn't even give it the time of day, because honestly, the people will speak up for him as they had been since the episode dropped. At this point, we know Godfrey's character, and since all those other guys went crawling back to Vlad, and now most likely we are going to start seeing Corey interviews on Vlad TV.
Now that's the thing, bro. They talk about how much a tether Godfrey is, and he's the only one who stood on what he said. He said he's not going back over there. He ain't been back over there. Lord Jamar went back. As soon as this man said, I apologize, Lord Jamar ran his ass right back to Vlad. ran him right back over there. And Corey wants to run over there. He wants to go over there. He wants to do business with him. I'm not even saying something wrong with that, but you don't have to do it like that. If you want to do business with him, he could have just conducted the interview without all the pandering, and you know that Godfrey and Vlad had a disagreement. Aries and Vlad got a disagreement, so you bring him up there, and you both of y'all go in on him. That's corny, man. That's corny. Vlad is not one of us, and I'm just totally against that. You don't disrespect for the brothers in front of the others or with the others. I just disagree with that. There's something that we shouldn't do.
You know, because I don't know Vlad. You know,
He is the only.
Sorry. I don't know Vlad. You know, and you know, I guess there's two individuals here that both have this podcast. You know, and why hasn't Corey risen up to the level of Vlad? You know, how did that work? You know, because did the brothers support more Vlad than they did Corey? Is that how that works? Maybe I don't know, but if that's the issue, well then, I can only really, technically speaking, you know, blame us here. Like how do we not raise Corey to the top? You know, not going with the industry and buying in, right? Corey does it from grassroots, and so why isn't Corey up there versus a Vlad? You know, and to me, I'm just looking at this as business. You know,
it's about
sorry.
sector. It's about sector. It's about sector, and it's about branding. Different type of sector, different type of branding. That's all that is. It's about sector. That's what it's about. It's not about you know, Vlad been doing what he's been doing for a long time. They've been doing what they're doing probably about the same amount of time. And Corey's not doing interviews like Vlad. That's different. It's a totally different type of branding also. Corey have a weekly show where he'll have guests periodically, but he don't he don't do like constant interviews of different artists. He, for some reason, was able to get artists to come to his platform and interview them. That's what Vlad was able to do. But there's nothing wrong with that. But the second he got disrespectful, the people that made him should show him that they made him, because an interviewer is nothing without somebody on the other side of that mic and that camera. They're nothing without that. So the minute he started getting beside himself, he should have been shown. He should have been humbled. That's the reason why he walk around chest out now, not respecting anyone, is because he wasn't humble. Because when all of this happened, people were still going to him. Still going to him. Why? Because they had a price. They're sellouts. This only thing I could think of. They're sellouts. You can't say, well, because very few people said to Vlad, that he need to apologize. You know what I'm saying? Very few people did. But if a slew of people said, Vlad, You know what I'm saying? You need to dig yourself, man. You need to apologize to the minister for what you said. You need to apologize. But he didn't. And people were still going to him. And if you still going to him despite that, what's gonna put in his mind if you're still going to it? You're still going to Vlad with all this going on. What mindset are you going to produce? If everybody had backed off him after he did that, he would know I can't disrespect these people. And we have a problem with that. I guarantee you, if it was his people, now you know what would have happened. You know what would have happened if it was his people. They'll put that virtual hand over your mouth. You know what I mean, right?
Mm.
They put that virtual hand over your damn mouth. If you tell the truth on these people, they shut you up. If you tell the truth on them, they shut you up. They put a virtual hand over your damn mouth. If I start saying some of the things I really want to say, I'll be getting a notification later on.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. No. You're speaking facts.
And I'm not going to lie. I'm going to tell the truth, and I would be suspended for telling the goddamn truth. For telling the truth. They won't say, well, you lied. They will know what they'll say? Hate speech. Because they hate what I said. It'd be called hate speech. It'd be called misinformation because they don't like what I said. But I'm not going to sit up here and lie on nobody.
No, I feel
he stood down on his blackness.
Go ahead, brother.
No, I feel that 100%. You know, it's I was conversating with the brothers. You know, it's the same thing that happened back in history. You still couldn't tell the truth back then, or your head will be chopped off. Exactly. So the same thing is happening here. And so, as time goes on, we got to change that.
Exactly. Absolutely. Salute to my brother P. Moses. Uncle Charlie's unholy world of salute, peace. But yeah, bro, we get the virtual hand put over our mouth when we tell the truth. Certain things they don't want us, and this is a social media platform, YouTube, and they say this is a free country, freedom of speech. Now I agree, not inciting violence. I agree with that. Don't incite violence and all the other stuff. But if they talk about they want the community to be safe, the safest thing to me is the truth, bro. Nobody should be penalized for telling the truth. Nobody. But I've been penalized on this platform several times for telling the truth. Telling the truth. A few times that I appealed it and they put it back up. The last time they stood on it, and I didn't even say anything. The video the person it pertained to said it. That's crazy.
Yeah,
never switched up
to
on
what you're
people.
saying.
Go ahead, brother.
Yeah, and to what you're saying, I mean, if people think that you're in the the land of the free and home of the brave, you don't know where you're at.
Yeah, if you think that. Now, I totally agree with not inciting violence and bullying people and stuff like that. I agree with that. Because some of these people, behavior is deplorable on these platforms. But telling the truth about something should never be penalized. never be penalized.
To me, that shows real integrity, real honor, and real loyalty that you just can't buy, which is why he said F Vlad TV and the check that comes with it. Something you would think Corey Holcomb would do, given what he has tried to portray himself to be over the last several years.
Let me run it back.
It's real integrity, real honor, and real loyalty.
I get the gist of that.
Back to Vlad, and now most likely we are going to start seeing Corey interviews on Vlad TV. Godfrey is the only one who stood down on his blackness and never switched up on his people. To me, that shows real integrity, real honor, and real loyalty that you just can't buy, which is why he said F Vlad TV and the check that comes with it. Something you would think Corey Holcomb would do, given what he has tried to portray himself to be over the last several years. Now,
but on the interview we're about to watch, he said Godfrey is the fake one. Did he not, T?
He said he's the king of the fakeness. That's what Corey said.
I disagree with that. I totally disagree with that because he's standing currently 10 toes down of what he been saying for 6 years, bro. 6 years he been standing 10 toes down. He said he even seen Vlad. Vlad tried to say we got to talk, and he said okay, and kept moving.
You know, Marcus was on his mainstream podcast with Chad where he jumped right out the gate with it. No sugarcoating, nothing. Let it be known it was straight ass kissing in that interview with absolutely no pushback or asking the real questions that needed to be addressed. Marcus is having the same moment that we are having over here at the GMS show where I have been calling stuff out for a while. And with all the diehard Corey cult members who defend his every move, tried to call me a hater.
Shout out to the GMS show. You know, Corey's a talented comedian. He knows some things, but a lot of things he's totally clueless on. Totally clueless on.
And all sorts of things. I continue to speak on the hypocrisy and contradictions because I once was a big fan of the 5150 show and thought Corey was a certain type of individual that stood on certain principles. And then after the Zoe Williams situation, everything started to shift and the real Corey started to appear. Marcus even insinuated that we might get some things revealed to us later on down the road in the Backdooria department, saying people who spend all their time thinking about something or speaking on it every chance they get, it's most likely a possibility that they have participated in those activities because let's be honest, people who love basketball talk about basketball all the time. People who love food talk about food and watch food videos and cook all day. People who love cars are going to know the ins and outs of motor vehicles. You catch what I'm pitching? No point intended. Listen to what Marcus had to say about Corey and Vlad right here.
It was ass kissing going on.
Yeah.
Yeah. From clips I done seen, it was ass kissing going on.
Praises.
Okay. Because you have a common enemy. Weak. I told niggas was weak to the core, bro. To the core. I told niggas was weak to the core. But niggas didn't want to hear me. The nigga that's been the same nigga all, everything I said I stood on.
Yeah.
And I told niggas who niggas was, and niggas like, man, nah, we know him. We don't know you. Okay.
Right, you're right. You less famous.
You less famous. I told niggas. I've been saying this. The bitch ass gonna come out, niggas. If you a bitch ass nigga, it's gonna come out. You can't hide it. If you a bitch ass nigga, the bitch ass gonna come out.
Yeah.
I can't disagree with that. I just can't. If that's who you are, it's gonna come out at you. I can't disagree with that.
Because it's not who you are. It's going back to what I'm saying, bro. It's not to your core. That's not your core. You're not a real nigga, bro.
That ain't your core, nigga. That's why you fold under pressure. That's why when you see shit that you don't have and you want it, you change everything. You change your whole belief system. Because you a bitch. And you coming out. Don't believe. Hey, if a nigga come out, don't be surprised if a nigga come out and you hear some other shit. Yeah. Because I heard shit. Don't be surprised you come out and you hear a nigga was really everything he went against. I'm talking about everything he went against. Don't be surprised, niggas. I said it here first. Don't be surprised. Because I told y'all what the nigga was before. Now, put that in your pipe and smoke it, fuck nigga. Because if you keep talking about something constantly, that's who you are. If this is on your mind at all times, that's who you are. If this is constantly running in your brain, you are that curious in it, you probably done participated in it, you are very interested in it. You are interested in it.
There you have it.
Man, so what y'all think about what Marcus had to say about Corey and DJ Vlad's interview? Let me know in the comment section below. Leave a like and subscribe to the GMS show. I'll see y'all later.
Do you want to go first on this one?
What do you think, brother? I'm asking you what you think, brother.
I tell you right now, number one, Marcus shouldn't have done this. This is a offline conversation. If you have a problem with someone being what Marcus said, you tell this youngster offline. You give him warnings. And to his comment to where if he talks about something that must be on your mind, I think that it's referring to the common issue in the entertainment world. That's all. It's a common issue, because Corey was, because I'm looking at what Marcus is saying, right? And Marcus is not on the show anymore for whatever reason. I don't know, and I don't really care, right? But to bash, right, another brother online. Now you can do it offline all day long. I don't mind that.
Brother, I beg to differ.
You can do it all.
I beg to differ. Corey had his man's name in his mouth all the damn time. Bashing him and dragging him. Straight up dragging Marcus. All the time. So I can't say that he's wrong for coming at him the way because let me tell you, the reason why Corey was dragging Marcus, see, Corey came and brought it to social media. If you have a disagreement with your peoples, you don't take it to social media and let everybody know that y'all beefing, y'all had disagreement. Corey did that. Marcus didn't do that. Didn't do it. The very first time they had a disagreement, Corey took it to the 5150 show. And it was a long time before Marcus responded. He did it a few times before Marcus responded. So I can't say he shouldn't have did it. Corey don't stand on what he talks about. He don't. All those good people he had around him, he ran away from them. Zoe Williams added the balance and the intellect to that show, the intelligence to that show. He lost a good one when he lost Zoe Williams because he disrespected that man. He disrespected him. Zoe came back one time, but I could tell it wasn't there no more. Because when somebody who you thought you were solid with do that to you, it'll never be the same.
Well, you know the situation better than I do.
I know the situation. I watched it live when it happened because I watched the 5150 show since 2014 every Tuesday night. If I don't watch it Tuesday night, Wednesday morning I'm watching it because it come on late. See, 8 o'clock over there where you at, it's 11 o'clock here.
Right.
So I don't be staying up like that. I used to, but I don't do it anymore. I catch it Wednesday morning. But he was dragging this man, flexing on him, innuendos, and clowning him while he was on the damn show, bro. I understand cracking jokes, y'all comedians, but it becomes a time when that shit plays out. Let's do the damn show. If I were going to say which one or the real one between Marcus and Corey, it'd be Marcus. He's realer than Corey. He is. Between him and Craig the real one. Between him and D the real one. Everybody he had around him gone. What's the other brother name? Freeze, gone. Nate, gone. What's the other brother name? All those comedians he had around him, gone. But he would tell us that it's their fault. It's their fault. It's their fault, not his. I don't understand what makes him think he's so special, because a snake bites everybody that it encounters. So he can get close to the snake all he wants, Vlad. Go ahead and get close to him. Go think you're special all you want. A snake bites everybody it encounters. You're not special. Go right ahead. That's what I say. Now we're going to get into this 5150 thing. This was shameful, bro. We're going to have to fast forward some, though. As a matter of fact, I had it playing because I was watching it too. But what I'll do is rewind it back to where I think we need to be at.
You can speed it up too if you want.
Let me check the speed. Tools. Yeah, I'm gonna speed it up for copyright. Where's the damn speed at? What would the speed be at, brother T? Okay, never mind. I got it.
It's in the settings, yeah.
I got it. Where should go? 125. Where should go?
Yeah.
1.25.
Yeah.
Let me see how it sounds.
Out of control. I didn't say it was trash. I kind of put a little extra on that. But I'm saying me and Aries had that conversation. Aries was like, yeah, I know what you mean.
Nah, that's too slow. That's like normal. I'm gonna speed it up.
Well, I know Aries is not going to have anybody funny going up in front of him. And he said that. He's basically said that.
Is it true? Like, I was talking to someone, I don't want to say who, but he told me that when Aries performs, he contractually requires no black comedians.
Yes,
for him.
he said this.
The opener, but the actual
Aries has said this. I don't want anybody black going up on the show with me.
That's lame.
But this is all insecurity and lack of talent. I mean, because Aries is great at doing impersonations, but after a while, it plays out. You know what I'm saying? On stage.
Now let's go.
I didn't know. I'm saying Chicago, it was just I lived in the black hood, and that's all we do. So yeah.
Okay. That fast enough, bro? Can you understand what they're saying, bro?
Oh, I can understand. I already saw it. So
Right. So he called me out. So I come back do it for free in your face. Everyone I knew told me not to do it. Like, yo, you don't want to go head up with a comedian. That's a mistake, Vlad.
Yeah, I forgot who I was talking to, T.
You're all good. You're all good.
I was talking to. Do you understand fast talking, bro? Forgot.
Oh yeah, I'm out in LA. I get it.
I forgot who grew up cussing you out, brother.
Damn right.
I said, no, fuck that. I got the truth. I got the receipts. So I said, fuck it, let's do it. He said, give me 48 hours. You're asking for 48 hours when it was your idea to do it. Yeah. So I said, cool, I'll give you 48 hours. 48 hours later, I hit him up and said, what's up? He said, no, I'm good. I said, I figured that, pussy.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Real crazy.
I mean, he is a pussy, though. Why are you trying to pile on him?
That is pussy.
All I know is him doing
He
pussy
called
shit.
me out.
Yeah.
He said, I'm not trying to pile on him while piling on him. That makes no sense.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to pile on him while piling on him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I think that, yeah.
That makes no sense.
He called me out. He's a professional comedian. He's on stages. I'm not on stages.
Maybe he prayed on it. The guy was like,
I don't know. And then he accused me of stealing the joke. He said, yeah, you know, people in the comments are saying that you call me Kung Fu Panda, but I made a Kung Fu Panda joke on stage. Like, you own that whole character and every joke associated with it, like for real?
And he's the joke thief.
I called him Kung Fu Panda because of the dark spot under his eyes. And I know that was not his joke on stage. I don't think he was calling out other people. All y'all with dark spots under your eyes, Kung Fu Pandas. Like, I don't think that was the same joke. But I knew right then that he was going to try to slither out of it.
and to this day,
I get crazy.
That was cuz. I mean, that is the greatest corrupt interview of all. I didn't mean to cut you off.
We don't try, cuz. We got ours.
What inspired you? My bad.
Is it too long or too much? But what started it? What am I missing? Like, what was the big gist of it? What's the gist?
With me and Aries?
Yeah.
I mean, look.
What was the initial?
Aries, we'd been doing interviews for like 10 years. You know, he's
Would
been.
you consider him a friend, or was it?
See, he had a problem with me saying that I don't really consider him a friend, but my thing is that outside of work, we don't ever talk. We don't get on the phone. I don't talk about my problems. We never have lunch together, dinner. He's never been to my home or likewise. That's what I consider a friend. You know, you talk like a Michael Jai White, you know, or like a Willie D. We'll get on the phone and talk for hours about nothing to do with work. So I never really considered him a friend like that, but I was friendly with him and we had a good relationship.
You brought up Michael Jai White.
Yeah.
See, Michael Jai White, not only, I've never seen him bullshit.
Nah.
And on top of that, he might be one of the most dangerous motherfuckers in the world.
Is, yeah, he'll fuck you up.
You know what I'm saying? And on top of that, for him to be that way and not prey on the weak, never be a bullshit motherfucker. It's like when I see him out, I'll be so shocked that he knows about the show. You know what I'm saying? I hope I can get him on one day.
Talk to him.
And he didn't say it was like, no, he just was like, hey, we'll see what's up. Yeah.
Okay, so here's what happened, right? And I've never told this part of the story before because I figured it was petty.
With what?
What I'm about to tell you.
Okay, go.
What I'm about to tell you, right? And the only reason I'm saying is because he kept mentioning this part of the story. So I've never been to an Aries Spears show. For 10 years, and you think of all the output we've done together, I've never been. So there's a show in Oxnard. So I hit him up. I said, hey, can I come to the show? He said, yeah, I'll get you tickets. When I got there, the whole place was excited because like, oh shit, Vlad is here. You know what I mean? So like I'm taking photos, like everyone's asking me for photos, everything else like that. They put me right in the front. He does his show and he doesn't mention me. Right. And I'm like, all right,
this motherfucker crying over a shout out, T. Crying over a goddamn shout out.
Yeah, this
cool. I mean, that's
was
just his shit. Maybe that's just his routine. So he had another show at the Novo.
Go ahead, brother.
Yeah, this was the weird part of it, you know, with the shout outs. I mean, I was like, okay, this sounds petty, but childish. But okay, yeah, I'll give you that, Vlad. You know what I mean? Aries didn't give you the shouts out for whatever reason. Okay, cool. All right, whatever.
You know, him, Aries, and Corey, the reason why this is going on now, because Corey will be in the mix of this also, is because they're the same kind of clowns, all three of them. They are the same kind of bozos. Vlad, Corey, and Aries Spears is the same kind of damn bozo. All three of them are bozos.
You know, and
it's like, like this is the biggest LA show ever. So I'm like, oh, I'll go to that show too. He goes, cool.
Go ahead, brother.
You know, as we're watching this, right, and I'm looking at Vlad, and it's almost like, yeah, you're in the culture. You know, the brothers have already basically initiated you in the culture. So I guess now whatever you're doing in the culture, you know, Vlad's voice matters at this point. You know what I mean? Because we've already gave him the access. This is what I'm getting from from Vlad. Do you know what I mean? And so I don't have an issue with Vlad at all. I don't even have an issue with Corey, right? Because they're entertainers. And I don't expect.
Vlad's not an entertainer. Vlad is not an entertainer. Vlad interviews entertainers. He's not an entertainer. Just because he's known, that don't mean he doesn't do the entertaining. He's not an entertainer. People have to be held accountable and called out for the bullshit they do, regardless of who they are. Just because somebody entertainer, they can't be called out for the bullshit they do. People supposed to get called out for the bullshit that they do, especially when they serving to the detriment of our people. He should not be up here on the platform disrespecting brothers with this dude. Under no circumstance should he be doing this. Because Corey fell out with Godfrey and with Aries. He would team up with anybody that's against him. That's effeminate to me, bro. That's effeminate. That's bitch shit to me, bro. He shouldn't be doing this. If you're gonna come up here, you're gonna interview Vlad without mentioning them, that'd have been solid. That would have been solid. If y'all just would have talked. But no, the very first thing you do, they got into some this shit that girls do when they don't like each other. That's what they got into. This is what girls do when they don't like each other. Females.
Cool, I'll give you tickets. So I'm at this point, like the first time he said, oh, Vlad asked me twice. I didn't ask him the first time, but the second time I texted him, I said, hey, give me a shout out on stage. Because I figured that's a regular thing to ask for. So he gave me this weird emoji face in return. So I'm like, all right, whatever. So I get there and, we're in the audience. Ryan Davis comes out as a guest appearance on the show. And the way they introduce him is quoting me. They said, Ari Spears or Ryan Davis. Like they're actually quoting my viral interview when they bring him on stage. I don't know if you saw what I'm talking about, right?
When are you talking about when Ari Spears was talking about Ryan Davis is better than everybody?
He kept picking him, but that was my interview. So he's like quoting me on stage, right? So Ryan Davis comes out, he kills it. Ari Spears comes out, does his thing, he has a good routine. Once again, doesn't mention me, right? So I'm like, okay, that's cool. In my mind, I'm thinking I'm never gonna ask for a shout out. I asked one time, he didn't do it, cool. But I figured once again, this is just his show. I don't have a say what goes on in his show. So after the show, he sits at the table and he's me and Ryan. I was the first person to put him on a big platform. His first interview on a big platform was Vlad TV. Okay. We hadn't seen each other in like 6 years. So we're like catching up. He's like, oh shit. Like he's like, yo, man, thank you so much for putting me on back then. And I'm like, yo, you've blown the fuck up since then. Congratulations. And he's like, yeah, I saw you in the audience, but I didn't say anything because I didn't know whether you wanted everyone to be there. And Aries is standing like right here while we're talking. And Aries said, oh yeah, Vlad would have loved that. And I'm like, what type of bitch ass comment is that? Like you're reveling in the fact that someone doesn't notice me. And then, so I'm talking to Ryan and people are taking pictures with Aries, but they're asking me to be in the picture. So I'm like, all right, I jump in the picture. I go back talking to Ryan, So this happens. And I come to find out, and like, I'm feeling uncomfortable back here.
Yeah.
And Aries.
It's hard to believe what Vlad say because he's an habitual liar and he's like really patting himself on the back. There's nobody here to verify what he's saying. Can't verify this. And then and I knew who Ryan Davis was before he went on Vlad TV. Ryan Davis has done movies. Ryan Davis has done all kinds of shit, man. Ryan Davis is a very brilliant comedian to me. Brilliant comedian. He just don't get up on stage and say obscenities and stuff trying to be funny. No, he's a brilliant comedian. Ryan Davis is. He is one of the best to me.
Yeah. When he did the responses, he made a point to say, yeah, Vlad asked me for a shout out, and I purposely didn't give it to him because
you were saying.
Yeah. That's and Ryan see this. I don't know how Ryan gets blackballed like he is, and what Marcus was saying about Corey. I think, Marcus, you might be missing what's happening because there's no reason why Ryan isn't up there. There's a main reason why, maybe he's not conforming to something. It's just similar to to one of my favorite artists, back in the day, Razcats. Okay, why isn't one of the best lyricists in the game? How come Razcats didn't reach this top pinnacle? There's something that Corey's been addressing, and I'm aware of it because I was the comedian also. I did the stand up, but there's some things that for sure I'm not going to do. There's no way. There's no way I'm doing certain things. So just to see Ryan still do his thing and crack open, that wall that was in front of him, shouts out to Ryan, man. And I land.
I mean, the brother, I think he did some stuff with Ali Siddiqui. I think Ryan is okay. He's okay with as far as like working. I don't think Ryan Davis ever had a problem with working because he's good. He's good. He and like Gary Owen, I don't think they ever had a problem. They just not, they're the intelligent, clever, comedians. That's their style. Thought-provoking jokes, make you, what kind of comedian you have to be to do cancel court. You can't be no regular dude to do cancel court.
Right.
You got to be brilliant to do that. That's improv too. You got to be brilliant to do that, man. From the top, bro. You can't be no slouch comedian doing cancel court. That's some of the funniest shit I ever seen, bro.
Yeah, I got it. That was very creative for them to do cancel court, and just the man we see on the screen on the left, Craig, is the same thing. How come?
Craig is brilliant, bro.
It's brilliant.
He's a brilliant comedian, bro.
Absolutely brilliant. I love his wittiness, his quickness.
He's fast and witty with it, bro.
Man. And so why isn't, for an example, Corey and Craig not up there? With, there's a barrier, there's a wall here, that Corey's been saying, other people have been saying,
I think he's about to do it though. I think Corey has aspirations of being in Hollywood. I'm not saying what he would do because I don't know what he would do. I don't know. But you can tell, but I say this all the time, and I said it a few times lately. I stopped saying it, now I'm saying it again. When people start compromising, they've been compromised. They are compromised when they start compromising. When you compromise your principles, you are compromised. Because all that being on code stuff, this is totally off code. You don't do that. What he's doing now, you don't do that. I'm not saying not have Vlad as a guest. No, there's nothing wrong with having him as a guest. But what he's doing with Vlad as a guest is wrong. That's wrong. Nope. You don't do that.
This is my stage. But when we do Vlad TV, that's our stage. But this show is my stage. And I purposely didn't give it to him because I know that he wanted it to be about him or whatever. And the thing that Aries, I don't think, realizes is this, right? When he does his show, his comedy show, he's absolutely right. That is his stage. But when he does Vlad TV, that is not our stage. That's my stage. He's coming to my studio. I ask the questions. And most importantly, I have final cut in terms of what comes out. And the last maybe 25 times that Aries has been on my show, at the end, he said, "Hey, Vlad, can I shout out my podcast? Can I shout out my podcast?" And every time I say yes.
See, this, I do this for you, so you should do that for me. This is tit for tat. And typical of his type, bro. Typical of his type. Sometimes people would do stuff for you just so they can throw it in your face. That's why I don't ask nobody for shit, bro. I'll go without it before I ask somebody for it. Why? Because I don't want nobody saying what they did for me. Sometimes people will offer you so they can throw it in your face. You gotta be mindful of people like that, bro. You have to be mindful. That's why I don't ask nobody for shit. If I don't have it to get myself, I'll go without it.
Man, Man, brother Nasir,
Yes. That's called professional courtesy.
You were saying, brother?
Yeah, that's absolutely correct. You know, I'm in the same boat, and this is why I'm in this position that I'm in. You know what I mean? I'm not going to be asking my millionaire friends for anything. You know, I'm not doing that. And so if if I use that example with some of these comedians that we're talking about, you know, that have this roadblock and it forces them, okay, we have to do this on our own and be extremely creative. And you know, when they come up with cancel court, for an example, brilliant. It's such a good idea. It gives avenues for upcoming comedians that haven't broke wide in the industry a chance to show their face and their skill. Sorry, and to show their skill. Absolutely brilliant, you know. And it's the situation that we're all in. We have to be creative, and like you said, you know, we have to figure out how to do this on our own, on a big scale and a low scale.
I don't understand how cancel court don't got crazy sponsors, because everybody on that show funny to me. They're wit, you know how fast they are with it. Everybody's funny on cancel court. All those comedians are funny on cancel court, all of them.
Yeah. Well,
and I think the authenticity is because, you know, they're doing it themselves, because I think they'll water it down if they got sponsors and they had like a major network behind it. I think they'll water it down. It always change when they do that.
Yeah. And look, and the perfect example of this, you know, this issue that the entertainers, some are mentioning, is that the perfect example would be the Dave Chappelle show.
But you know what though?
Yeah.
One second, brother. Hold that thought. I've never seen. Look at the title, brother, on this video. You can't tell me this ain't ass kiss. I've never seen Corey put somebody else's name before his name. It's usually the Corey Hogan 5150 show with guests. He don't even do that with Reza Islam. He didn't do that with Tariq Nasheed. He got Vlad names first. He got Vlad names first.
I didn't notice that.
I know he used a whole roll of paper towel to wipe his nose off, bro. A whole roll. He needed a whole roll of paper towel to wipe his nose off.
When you fuck with people, you give them little things like that because you fuck with them.
And we're trying to promote our shit.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck about that podcast, but he asked me, so I said yes. But the one time I asked him for a shout out, he made it a point to say no. And even celebrating someone else not doing it. And at that point, I realized I'm dealing with a different type of person. I'm not dealing with someone who I like to deal with. Because I don't give a shit about that podcast, you know, about that shout out, but it's like the way I was treated. And then when they did the response to me,
you see Craig's face? Do you see Craig's face?
Yeah. Look, Craig is sitting there like,
why am I here? You know what I'm saying? Like, you see his face?
But that's my dude. Craig is my dude because, you know,
Craig is looking like this is some bitch shit.
Yeah.
That's how he looking to me. Body artist, salute, brother. Good to see you.
His bum ass partner was like, yeah, Vlad was back there trying to hang out with us, jumping in the pictures with us. I'm like, I'm not jumping in these fucking pictures.
Oh, you're talking about the guy he's open for.
Yeah, Andy.
So look,
He's like, yo,
can you speak honestly about Andy? Like, you saw Andy perform?
I saw Andy perform, and I thought he was okay. And I did call Aries the next day, and I say, listen, his timing needs to be improved because he's rushing through his stories, and he doesn't really have like crowd control. I didn't say he was trash. I kind of put a little extra on that. But I'm saying me and Aries had that conversation. Aries was like, yeah, I know what you mean. He agreed with me.
Well, I know Aries is not going to have anybody funny going up in front of him. And he said that. He's basically said that.
Is it true? Like I was talking to someone, I don't want to say who, but he told me that when Aries performs, he contractually requires no black comedians for him.
He said
Not just
this.
the opener, but the actual.
Aries has said this. I don't want anybody black going up on the show with me.
That's lame.
But you know, this is all insecurity and lack of talent. I mean, because Aries is great at doing impersonations. But after a while, it plays out. You know what I'm saying? On stage, after the cow says, after a while, that shit turns whack. You know what I'm saying?
I think he's good on stage. I'm not going to say.
Is that about Aries?
Yeah, I've seen
that's your opinion. I get it.
In my opinion, I saw him perform twice. I thought he was good.
Yeah,
because he has something out now where he's saying he doesn't perform in the South because of their lack of knowledge. Just to say
He said that on my show multiple times.
Yeah, it's like Aries, you're limited as a comedian, brother. You can't. I just came back from Detroit, and I'm telling you, that room I did in Detroit, not a lot of comedians can have a successful night in that room because it's the motherfucking streets. There's a club that they go to next door, and it's the sugar daddies tricking with the young bitches. You get what I'm saying? So they're in the crowd. You can't really do comedy like that because they're ain't.
Brother, you should see the comments in this chat, brother. They're going crazy. They're going crazy on Corey, bro. They're going crazy. You should see the comments. They're calling him a jester. They saying the 5150 show was promised to Vlad 3,000 years ago. You know what story that is, right?
No, I don't. I don't.
That biblical story. Do you know why that state of Israel is set up and all that shit? They going crazy.
Hey, my bad, y'all. Look, my bad, y'all. Look, shouts out to the chat, man. I love y'all, man. You know, I got to figure out a way. Let me see. I got to click on these comments. There they go. Crazy work. Okay. All right. Salutes, body artists. Hey, man, much love to everyone, man.
I mean, bro, it's like they like Corey Coles. I'm talking about Corey's chat. Talking about the code switching.
Oh yeah. They were going in. They was going in.
Bring Zolak and
yeah.
I'm telling you, the show was a lot better with Zoe Williams on it.
Because I never saw the show.
Even Zoe Williams, Zoe Williams very intelligent. Got a lot of knowledge, a lot of information, an abundance of information. But he was funny as hell to me too, bro. Just the way he said shit, bro. He was funny as hell to me too, but he just had an abundance of information. Craig too. Craig got some info now.
Craig's the man.
He got that dude. Them Craig facts be on point, bro.
That Craig, that dude now. You know what I mean? Nobody play around with Craig now. You know, very informed. You know, very conscious. See, this is what I'm looking at. You know, with these conscious brothers that is out here and this barrier. Okay, look, this wall is the same wall that's in the football arena. You know what I mean? When it comes down to the football players, there's a wall. With the coaching, there's a wall. With the owners and the MGMs and whatever you want to, there's an even bigger wall.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? So it's
Corey don't know that much. He knows basic, you know what I'm saying, but he don't know. He's to me, Corey is straight up code switching, bro. That's what he's doing. He's code switching, man. That's what,
the Corey chat. That Corey chat was really going in. Like I was reading some of it. Like they burnt. Okay, look, when I say they burnt all the way. They'll talk about everything and they mama. They don't care, and that's what makes to me the show even better is that chat. You know, because I could sit there and just laugh at them all day long.
I'll tell you when the time comes. Mark my word. Remember, I said it. If anything ever transpired between D and Corey or Craig and Corey, they're gonna let his ass have it about his behavior during this show. Watch, because
let me ask you.
They're really standoffish. They participated a little bit, but they was really standoffish.
Yeah, let me ask you, Brother Nasir. You know, because you've seen this show more longer than I have. would you say that the show has gotten better
No,
or it's gotten worse?
no. The show is nowhere near as good as it used to be. Nowhere near. When Zoe Williams is on the show and especially when Freeze Love, when Freeze Love and Zoe Williams, you know who Freeze Love is? The comedian?
No.
He does impersonations too. But he does like accents. Like he could do Jamaican, Puerto Ricans, he could do, he does that. He does those type of impersonations. But
Yeah.
Freeze Love is another, look him up. He's another brilliant comedian. Freeze Love. Freeze
All right,
Love
so-
he played on a lot of movies too, in sitcoms. He played on My Family, My Wife and Kids. He played on. Sometimes he'll play a Hispanic. He black because he likes it, and he get the accent down pat. Freeze Love is a brilliant comedian. Freeze Love used to be on this show too.
All right, so let me ask you this. Were there more viewers back then?
Hold on. No, not Faison Love. Freeze Love. Freeze. Go ahead, my brother T.
Were they getting more views when Zoe was there than they are now?
I don't know.
Hmm.
All I know was a lot of people watched the show to hear what Zoe had to say, and Zoe was A1 from day one too, and he did him like that, bro. Zoe was an A1 from day one, and Corey, the way Corey did him, I don't blame him for not coming back. I don't. The way he did him, and it was all because Zoe disagreed with him. That's all it was. If you disagree with this dude, you're gonna fall out with him. You gotta be a straight up bobblehead. You gotta be a yes man. That's all he like around him.
Mind if I ask, what was the disagreement about? Like,
it was years ago. I forget. It was years ago. All I know is it went bad. I'm gonna find it and I'm gonna send it to you. You're gonna be like, damn, he did the brother like that. But Zoe was an A1 from day one.
Was Craig there too or no?
No, Craig haven't been around Corey. I don't know how long he knew Corey, but he hasn't been on the 5150 show. She's been on it from the beginning. And Zoe was on it from the beginning too. Zoe was on it from the beginning, and D was. It was, so many people came and gone. D's been here, and Zoe used to be here. Zoe's been gone for a few years after that incident. Because Zoe the one who whooped Aries' ass on this show. Zoe whooped Aries' ass on this show.
Yeah, that's they didn't show it the whole thing, but I saw that was the only time I watched. I watched an oldie show of 5150. Oh, actually, and then I saw another, like it was probably 7-8 years ago when Corey was heavier in weight. You know what I mean? And that's all I watched.
I like I said, I was watching it since 2014. Watching it quite a while. Quite a while. I watched it a few times when it was at the Foxhole. Jamie Foxx and all of them was on there. Was frequent on that show.
And look, to speak into Corey's defense here, right? I've never owned a company with a gang of employees. I haven't done that. And so, what I've seen of companies, hey, you're going to hire and you're going to fire. I mean, I think that's the nature of business, I assume, right? And so
that is the nature of business. But that's not how things happen. You know what I'm saying? It's not how things happen. It's not like, okay, you're not doing your job, so you're not around no more. All you got to do is look at it. All you got to do is watch it. You will see how it went down. It's not the nature of business. The things that Corey does to people that's close to him, you can't defend. You can't defend. If you know what went on, you can't defend that. You can't. He do people dirty. But he loved to say he don't pray on the weekend. He don't do people dirty. He does people dirty. You just seen him say I don't want to pile on him while he was piling on him.
Well, I will say this too, though, Bro.Nasir, and then you can continue on. That this Craig and Corey combination. Oh, it's Craig. I wouldn't say Craig is funnier than Corey, but he up there. Like he really up there.
Craig is funny. Craig he does thought-provoking stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's not like he get up there and say a bunch of obscenities, cussing and yelling and stuff. He's intelligent. Craig's intelligent. He's intelligent.
Would you
as far as like Corey's act, his stand up, you can't take nothing from him. Corey's funny as hell. But as a person, he's fucked up. He's fucked up as a person. He's talented. You cannot take nothing from his stand-up act. He's a fucked up dude, man. As a person, he is.
That was funny. That's funny because I don't know if Corey would say that I'm an upstanding dude. He say I like Corey. Corey says, "Hey, I got faults now. Look, I ain't right all the way," and then I respect Corey for that. But I wanted to ask you: do you think Craig Fax is a yes man?
No, I don't. No, I don't. Because I don't see Craig as a punk. Put it that way. I don't think Corey can push him around. I'll tell you that damn much. I think if Corey get out of pocket with him, Craig will check him. I know that much. Well, I think that much. I don't know Craig, personally, but from what I've seen, I don't think Corey could come at him crazy.
Yeah, Craig from the Dina, Pasadena. He's from the Dina. Yeah, so yeah,
that's where there was Zoe from too. He's from the Dina too.
Really? I thought. Oh, that's. Oh, I think you might be right.
He's from the Dina too.
Right. Yeah.
Ain't just about pussy.
Right.
It's just like that. So I'm saying it's like Aries can only work rooms that are set up for a comic to win, if you know what I mean. And in the South, hey, let's just talk about the South. In the South, you really can't come with that city boy shit perpetrating nothing. You got to be able to relate to the people. And that's what it's really all about. Because if you're in Mississippi doing some comedy, goddamn, trust me, they're not with that type of talk you talking. You know what I'm saying? They watch what's on the internet. But I'm saying, like, we're talking about the working people that can buy a ticket to come to a comedy show. Right. What are you talking about? If you can't relate to them, you can't perpetrate it. But yeah, so that's I'm not trying to pile on him because there's other guys that I really would like to ask you questions about. Like, what happened with I call him well anyway, listen, what happened with Godfrey where he stopped coming on your show?
I mean, that was the whole Farrakhan fallout.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It was just
so he used that.
Yeah, he used.
Corey knew this, but he asked the question anyway. Corey knew this because Godfrey used to be on the 5150 show too, T. Wriggles. He used to come here to the 5150 show a lot also. Corey, at that time when Godfrey stopped going to Vlad's show, Corey knew because they talked about it on the 5150 show. Why he's doing this. Just to get the man to talk about him in a derogatory manner. This is wrong, bro. This is wrong. We shouldn't do this to people. We shouldn't do this to our people. We shouldn't do this to anyone. But really, we shouldn't do this to our people. And I'm going to say this, bro. Vlad manipulates our people. You know that, right? But Vlad is not manipulating Corey. He's not. He's not manipulating Corey. He didn't have to manipulate Corey. Corey is a willing participant in doing the fuckery, man. He's initiating the fuckery. Vlad's not manipulating Corey. He's not manipulating Corey. He's not.
When I look at, a lot of artists' positions in life where, whatever if you're a comedy musician, rapper, whatever it is, you know, and you want to pursue your love of things, I don't fault them, you know, signing deals or joining any group or organization. You know, me personally, I wouldn't do that, but I understand why artists will do that. You know, we're not paying these artists bills, you know, and we're not quenching that artist's thirst. So I get where, like the Kevin Harts of the world, where hey, you might put on the dress.
I'm saying, but Corey, but Kevin Hart is not out here acting like he's you know, he's this stand-up dude. He's standing and acting on our behalf, and I'm this super black man, and this and that, this and that. We gotta be on code. You know, Corey, Kevin Hart's not around here acting like that. Kevin Hart is who he is.
I see what you're saying.
Kevin Hart is who he is, and he's not pretending to be nothing else.
I see what you're saying.
People do what they do for whatever reason, and that's their business, what they do. But Kevin Hart is Kevin Hart. He does what he do. Kevin Hart helps people. Kevin Hart, I tell you what, and even Corey Holcomb said this: nobody around Kevin Hart is starving. All his homies from Philly getting paid. That's what Kevin Hart does. He's he's sort of being the martyr. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Wearing the dress and taking the parts and doing this and doing that, what people consider as unfavorable behavior. He's being that martyr. But guess what he's doing? He's bringing all his people that he grew up with him. You should hear some of the stories that the people around him say. From the barber to the cat he got with him, none of them starving, bro. None of them.
Right.
But that's Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart not up on the stage acting like he's, like some grassroots activist. He's not acting like that. He's not pretending to be that.
I see what you're saying. I totally get where you're coming from.
Use that, and I think it's unfortunate because I feel that me and him were always good. Right, me and him were like friends. We would party out, in LA. We had meals together and stuff like that. And honestly, Godfrey, I think, was the first comedian that sort of figured out the algorithm of Vlad TV, because he would come more often than anyone because he saw jump in his bookings. Right?
Well, he was accessible also.
He would always, and he was in New York, so he was like boom, boom, boom. He would go one after another, and a lot of those clips went viral. Like I Know Black, the whole Dominican thing happened, and I took my stance. He really went extra hard and was like, Vlad's a culture vulture, he needs to be canceled.
But he felt that way anyway. You get what I mean when I say that? I'm not trying to be fake and pile it on.
You heard it? I'm not trying to be fake and pile on while doing it. You see D's face, right? See D's face? When he said that shit?
Yeah.
You see his face? Like, listen to this nigga. You know what I'm saying? You see that face? Because D and Godfrey is cool, and they cool. They still cool.
Yeah.
He felt that way anyway. How you know what that man felt? This is straight up. And you know what? He's wearing the right color, bro. His color, the colors he's wearing is reflection of his behavior, bro.
Oh, that's funny. D's face right there, like
she looking at him like, but she gonna let his ass have it the very first chance he get out of pocket with her. Watch.
Godfrey is the greatest fake smile in the history of the United States of America. I do not get mad at nobody who don't figure him out. He's actually great at that fake smile shit.
Yeah. Well, here's
and he's
This is shameful, bro. This shit here is absolutely shameful, bro. And he's here being
like
he's here being phony as hell.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Look at the faces.
Craig just smiling.
This nigga, man, talking about somebody
But
fake. And look at this dude, man.
I can see. I'm not in that crowd, and so right when Corey's trying to explain this, like only he and maybe Craig will know what's going on. I know Vlad knows. All these people in the entertainment thing, y'all know who's real and who fake and who does weird things. Do you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'll just land there.
Yo, somebody said in the chat, Corey sold a lot of Mary Kay to get that pink fit. He sold some Mary Kay to get that pink sweatsuit.
Hey,
dude look very Mary Kay-ish, bro. Look very Mary Kay-ish.
Yeah, but look. Some brothers can pull it off. I don't think I can. I don't know. I've never had pink before. I don't know. I've never tried to put it off, but
I don't give a damn how fly the fits are. I'm not wearing no damn pink. I don't give a damn how fly the shit is. I'm not wearing no pink, bro. This dude sitting up here looking like motherfucking like he's a representative of Hubba Bubba, bro. Hubba Bubba, damn. What's the name of the other gum we used to chew back in the day?
Bazooka. Bazooka.
Yeah, Bazooka. Like he's a representative of Bazooka bubble gum, bro.
It works every time on the average man.
Go ahead, brother.
I made it through the football where how they have the breast cancer thing and you got to wear pink.
I mean, I do that then.
I have a problem with that. Look, even the boys can do it. The boys can do it and have their pink tape everywhere. But as a coach, I still want the same thing. I honor the breast every year. Every day of the year, I honor the breast.
We're not talking about that, bro. You see, you're not even talking. We're talking about in favor of the breast cancer, bro. Advocating for the women, bro. Body artist said Bubblicious. He's selling Bubblicious, brother.
Bubblicious. That's right. There you go.
Mine. Yeah, he went really anti Vlad, and since I wasn't saying anything, he kind of got to run that for years. But at the point that I made my apology, then now I'm vocal about it. And what happened was we ran into each other at a Big Boy show in LA here, right? Yeah. Both he was on, and then I was on. And I was sitting there waiting for him to come out. This is the first time we've seen each other face to face in like 5 years. Yeah. And I had my security with me, but he was just standing behind me.
Yeah.
So Godfrey comes out, and the first thing he does is walk up to me and put out his hand, and shake my hand. So as I'm shaking his hand, I'm like, "Hey, bro, we should talk." He's like, "Okay, yeah, let's talk." And then as soon as I let go, he like runs off.
Yeah.
I hit him, and he didn't respond. And then he starts going, "I don't need to talk to Vlad and all that." And I'm like,
"But when he saw me,
but I'm like."
Again, we cannot verify if any of this is true. He's going to say things that's favorable for him. He's not going to say things, the truth. He's going to say things that are favorable for him. Godfrey told the truth about Vlad, and Corey is on some go along to get along nonsense. That's what he's on, bro. He's trying to get a friend. That's what he's trying to do. He's trying to get a friend, and this is shameful. And you can do that without that. You can do that without that. Now, the gossip is initiated by Corey because Vlad just sitting there. I mean, this is an interview that's turned into girly gossip. It's just girly gossip. It's a female there, and she ain't engaging in the gossip. She's not engaging in the gossip. This is what females do when they don't like the same girl. That's what they do. I don't like that bitch either. That's what they doing. That's what they're doing.
But I'm looking at this as I know what you're looking at, Brother Nasir, and some of the people in Corey's chat and your chat. I know what y'all looking at, and I'm looking at it. This is how I'm looking at it. I'm looking at it like, okay, Corey might want to expand. He's thinking maybe expansion. Hey, I can have, like you said, like I can have Vlad on my team. Some people may disagree with that. When some people might say, yeah. So
you could do that without all that, bro. You could do that without all that. One thing I don't do, I don't accept excuses because I don't make them. So I don't accept no damn excuse why somebody do some fuck shit. I don't accept no excuse for that. This interview, he could get with Vlad and they can do business. You know what? You know how you can do business with Vlad? Talk business with Vlad. That's how you do business. You talk business. You talk business. But all this is not talking business. That's how you do business with him. You talk business with him. This is corny, man.
But I'm like, you could have told me right then and there, you don't fuck with me, or you could just walk past me. I don't have conversations with people I don't like and tell them what they want to hear if that's not really how I feel. I'll just walk past them.
You wasn't tripping or holding a grudge, and he acted like he wasn't tripping or holding a grudge.
Right. So I assumed that there was a conversation, and at the point that he acted like that, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna say what I feel about Godfrey. So there was a certain amount of back and forth because I wasn't vocal before, and D.L. Hughley kind of got in the middle of it and was like, listen, I fuck with both of y'all. Can y'all just stop?
Oh, okay.
And because I love DL. I stopped, and that's why since then I don't think either one of us has really said anything. But I thought it was disappointing that like Godfrey knows what it is between me and him. It's never been animosity or whatever. So the fact that we can't even have a conversation to me is lame. But people do what they're going to do and position themselves how they're going to position. And but he knows what my role was in his career. He likes to repost my videos and cut out the logo and all that. But he knows what it is.
I know Godfrey. Godfrey brought me to the comedy stage. I mean, I did comedy for the first time in college, but Godfrey brought me down to the comedy club. I've known Godfrey for a long time, and I'm not saying this because things went bad. Godfrey is the greatest.
See, Godfrey brought him to the comedy stage. The enemy of my enemy is my friend. That's what he's doing. The enemy of my enemy is my friend. That's what he's doing. So you can't people be calling Godfrey a tether. That's not tethering, bro. Tethering is coming here, taken from the culture, not given to the culture. Every time you turn around, Godfrey's defending our people. Godfrey defends our people to teeth. Can't call Godfrey no tether. Godfrey's not undermining what we're trying to do over here. That's what tethers do. Tether is an action, not merely being from Nigeria makes you a tether. You got some niggas out here that's domestic tethers. Take it from the culture, not given to it. Godfrey don't undermine us. Godfrey don't undermine our people over here in America. He don't.
Yeah, he does more defending the culture than anything.
Exactly.
And shouts out for Godfrey for doing that for Corey. I mean, I guess things may go south. I guess apparently, but hey, I'm not Corey or Godfrey.
But what I'm saying is, if things go south. If things go south, what you're supposed to do is just part ways. That's it. Every so-called relationship that Corey had with people that went south, he brought it to social media. And a lot of these cats stayed silent for a long time until they got tired of them, and then they came out. He brought it to social media. He'll run to the 5150 show, and he'll first it'll be subliminal, and then he'll start naming names. So when Marcus went in on him, he did it because Corey kept doing it. He kept doing it. He said he has faults. Okay, the faults you have, you're supposed to work on, not continue doing them. saying you have, confessing that you have faults, and not trying to change how you do things. It's the same thing as saying I apologize. That means my bad, and you still doing the same shit. Nah, bro. Confessing your faults is nothing if you're gonna go and continue doing them. Why are you confessing your faults if you're gonna continue to do your faults?
Fake motherfucker I ever seen in my life. And that's not to be like, fuck you, Godfrey, because me and Godfrey was on the same flight when I went to Detroit.
Okay.
I didn't see him
last week.
Now this is some pussy shit I'm saying, but
he see how he admitting to some pussy shit that he about to say. Now watch what he say. Watch what he say. He said, "There's some pussy shit that I'm about to say." At least he's recognizing that he's doing some pussy shit.
But I gotta say it because it's funny to me. I didn't see Godfrey because I was sitting in front of the plane.
Oh, he coach? He coach?
Maybe you should go back to black. But no, I'm just that's real shit though. But
you with dark, nigga.
If I would have saw Godfrey, it's the first thing I would have said to Godfrey. Godfrey, you just can't control your frustration towards me. And I can't smile and be phony with you no more. Because you always act like you don't know. Like he has people talking about me and he'll act like, what?
Corey need to stop because Godfrey don't talk about Corey. Godfrey is wondering what problem Corey got with him. Godfrey don't talk about this dude. I watch Godfrey program all the time. And if somebody else is talking, see, this is the thing. This is the thing that Corey does that's real childish. If somebody else is talking about Corey, he thinks somebody's supposed to defend him. And he's up here talking. And when he get up there, when he gets on his program in front of people and talk about everybody. But when somebody talk about him, he's supposed to be defended. Again, it sounds like a dude that want to be kept. To me, he want to be kept. He need a knight in shining armor. He's wearing the right color tonight, bro. I'm telling you, he's wearing the right color tonight, bro. And like
sorry, go ahead.
Like the brother said, he's dressed like he's a representative of Bubblicious.
He did I mean, like he said, at least he look. At least he says, "I'm about to brag right now. I'm about to flex. See, I was in the front of the plane." It's petty, but like he said, he thought it was funny to him.
It's corny,
and
that's corny.
Yeah,
it's corny.
You can say it's corny. You can say it's a little corny, but it doesn't. It doesn't bother. It shouldn't bother anyone really that he said that. But to each his own.
To me, it's not something that you would expect from a man who's damn near 60 to make fun of somebody and coach. The man is still on the flight, going to get his money. Some people are conservative. They'll fly cheaper. They get into the same place. They go do their business, get their money. And you will see who was a smart one. You'll see who's smart in the end. You know how you will see who's smart in the end? The one who still got their goddamn money. Because they're not trying to ball out.
True.
You know what I'm saying? Somebody who saved their damn money. You'll see who's a smart one. You look at Floyd Mayweather now. Look at him now. He made over $1 billion. This dude made $300 million in one fight. And now he's suing people because he's doing these fake fights. And that's played out. Nobody gonna watch that shit. Nobody's gonna watch that. I wouldn't, no way in this world I'll pay for a Mayweather fight. I won't even watch a Mayweather fight now. I won't, because I know it's fixed and I know it's an exhibition. It's fixed. I won't even watch a Mayweather fight now. because that brand is dead. It's dead. He needs to find something else to do. The Mayweather brand is dead. It's done. Work on what he should do is tour to those gyms and frequent those damn gyms that he got all around the nation. Because there's one up the street from my house. Frequent those gyms. Maybe people start going to them more.
Like, fuck you. You're the greatest fake motherfucker. I give you your credit. You're the greatest fake motherfucker in the world. The greatest heads down. I know how you feel about, they call us over here the cutters. Is that what they call us?
Yeah, I don't know.
The black people in America?
They call us cutters.
Now he's going to use a derogatory term that Africans use toward black people around Godfrey. Do you know how Godfrey has never referred to us as an Akata? That's not Godfrey. He trying to make it seem like that's Godfrey's mindset, and not even saying the shit right. Not even saying it right. It's not Godfrey's mindset that we're Akatas. Godfrey defend our people more than Corey do. He does.
Yeah, I never heard it.
Every other day you will see Godfrey doing a video defending our people. Every other day. Every other day you'll see it.
Yeah, I seen Godfrey, do that, and sometimes I look at that, and certain topics that Godfrey does. Sometimes I look at that like, why are you doing this? Like, what is your objective for showing that? Like, sometimes it gives me a weird vibe. I can't really explain it. It's, I don't know. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but it doesn't, something doesn't sit right with me sometimes with some of the subjects that Godfrey talks about. Is some of the subjects I was like, I never knew that. But then there was some, it's just like, I
mean, that's the diversity and the consistent with it. He's not a one-trick pony. Corey is. Corey only talk about women and shit. He'll never have a this is the most Corey never talked about women right here. This show right here. Right here. Usually he'll be bashing the hell out women. That's what he'll usually do. Now he's up here with a culture vulture, a identity thief, talking about the African, calling us a kata when Corey knows damn well Godfrey never said that shit. Never said that.
Yeah, I never knew that was even a term. I've never heard of this term before.
I think a kata means calling us a slave.
Yeah, this is the first time I've ever heard. So that's what some African people say about the brothers here in America. That's brand new for me, and because I don't really engage in those type of conversations. But that's good to know. It's good to know that there's a word that I've never heard before. But
everybody have a derogatory word for us, brother, black people in America, bro. Everybody has a derogatory word for us. Everybody.
Cutters, cotton picking niggas.
Oh wow.
That's what Godfrey is a very arrogant Nigerian man. And all the Nigerians I know aren't like that, because let me tell you something.
That's not true. Godfrey is a very arrogant Nigerian man. That's not true.
Look, my economics teacher at Cal State Northridge. Shouts out to Professor Obina if he's still alive and the family. Like very humble, like when he was teaching, very humble, but you can tell, he had cockiness written all over his face.
But Corey's doing this. You know why Corey's doing this. Corey's doing this with that, having that, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. That's what he's doing. That's what he's doing. This is shameful. You should be ashamed of yourself.
Me and Godfrey's brother were best friends. Me, Godfrey, and Sam used to hang out, and Sam used to always be, Dan, I said, me, Daniel, and Sam. Daniel was Godfrey's brother. But sometimes Daniel would be drawn back. And as I got older, I found out that by Godfrey being the older brother, he has rank over his younger brother.
Yeah, that's how they do
And
it.
Godfrey always felt some kind of way about him hanging with us cutas.
Really? Wow.
Real talk.
Yeah.
And I was like, so that's why Dan sometimes would be a little held back. But this was a genuine friendship. We all used to hang tight. But I knew Godfrey first because Godfrey's closer to my age.
Right.
If not, we're the same age. Now, this ain't a show to shit all over Godfrey because I ain't got to. I didn't see you, Godfrey, because you wasn't where I was on the plane. When they said you was on the plane, I looked around.
Then what is it for then? What is it for then if it's not to shit all over Godfrey? What is it for then? What is the purpose? What's the purpose? That's crazy to say I'm not shitting all over somebody while shitting all over somebody. It makes no sense.
Could Godfrey? I think what I'm trying to figure out, because Corey said this about Aries. He said Aries can't come down to the South and do jokes.
Aries said that himself because he tried to say that brothers down south are slow and they won't get it.
Does Godfrey do shows in Mississippi and all that?
Godfrey do shows everywhere. Godfrey do shows everywhere.
Let me see. Hold on.
And Godfrey's not the slapstick type comedy like Corey does. Corey's comedy is raunchy. But not no slight on brothers and sisters from down south. They like that shit. They like it up north too. They like that shit in New York. That raunchy shit. Me, I prefer, especially if I heard it before. You can't come to me and you say and you use the same type of comedy and you don't put no thought into it. No, I like wit. I like my style. I will prefer Ryan Davis over Corey Holcomb because Ryan Davis says some shit that cracks me up, that have me thinking at the same time. Like, damn, how you put that shit together like that? Shit like that's funny to me. Corey's raunchy.
I was like, what? I was just saying, I'm not mad at him because I don't have time to be mad at people. I really don't. Like Aries did some shit.
Then, what's the reason for having a long, back of Godfrey then if you're not mad at him? You had a lot to say about somebody you're not mad at. This is really hypocritical. It's hypocritical.
I think he's just flexing a little bit on the money, like I'm in first class and you're in coach. And I looked up
This is black police showing out for the white cop. That's what this is.
So I looked at the schedule for Godfrey. So far, he's done Nashville, Tennessee, New Jersey.
Yeah, he's done my city, bro.
Florida.
What part of New Jersey did he do?
New Brunswick.
That's my city.
Right? He's gone to Wisconsin.
Bro, those are hick towns, bro.
That's Wisconsin right there, you know, and San Francisco.
And there's a lot of us down in Tennessee, bro.
And let's see. It's worth noting that a different promoter will perform named Will will be appearing at the drag show in Natchez, Mississippi, and that he did that in 2024. Okay,
I remember when Godfrey came to my city. I remember he did a video and he said I had a ball. I didn't go, but he said he had a ball in New Brunswick. He did the Stress Factory. We got a comedy club down here called the Stress Factory. That's the comedy club he did, the Stress Factory.
Is your area predominantly brothers, or is it mixed?
Yeah, it's mixed, but it's a lot of us here, bro. Stress Factory is the hood, bro.
Oh, okay.
That's the hood. But it's a mixture of people here. You got the State University here, so. But I'm sure it was a whole lot of our people downtown that day because Godfrey is known. Godfrey ain't no nondescript, man. He's not a nondescript. Corey trying to make him seem like he's a nondescript, but Godfrey's not no nondescript. And how you gonna say the man a nondescript? Well, he the one brought your ass to California.
Yeah, that part.
He brought your ass to California, man. If Godfrey didn't fuck with Corey, he'd have never brought him to California. He brought him to California.
Yeah, and then
Corey got his first gig through Godfrey. His first gig through Godfrey. How could you do that, man? He got his first acting. He got his first comedy gig through that brother, man. How could you do that? There's no way in this world I'll trust somebody like him. I don't stand a chance he could do that to somebody who grew up with in Chicago, that when he found out he was in California, got him his first comedy gig. I don't stand a chance, bro, with a dude like him. He needs some spiritual guidance. He needed a spiritual advisor because he's wicked, bro. He talk about how the minister saved his life. He needs to go talk to the minister. That's what he need to do. He needs to go talk to him. Because what he's doing now, bro, is wrong. I think we're going to do a part 2 on this, brother, because it's after 11 o'clock.
Oh yeah, my bad. Yeah.
And, I got a time stamp. I'm gonna write it down, and we can use this time stamp and get right back to it for where we left off. I'm gonna write the time stamp down. But this is we have to call out certain behavior because we shouldn't treat each other like this. This is not progressive. It's not progressive, brother. And we wonder why people treat us a certain way and take advantage of us. Why? Because we're open wide for it. We're looking for a friend in others, and we disrespecting our brothers. Why we're looking for friends in others, and it's not cool, bro. It's not cool. I can't defend this shit, man. Can't defend this. There's no way you can defend this shit, man. I'm looking at people sideways who attempt to. You can't defend this shit, man. We got a lot of work to do, bro. It's too much. War has been declared on us. And we can't have infighting, bro. This is too much damn infighting. You'll get with this dude instead of just asking him, if you said you want to do business with this dude, talk business. That's it. But everybody he mentioned, he said, I don't want to pile on him while doing it. This makes him a hypocrite. You don't pile on your brothers like that. It's like he used connotations, and then he lied. Straight up lied, bro. And he lied about Godfrey to Vlad. Vlad lied on the minister, and Corey lied on Godfrey. Because Godfrey never called us cicadas. He never called us cotton pickers. He never called us slaves. He never called us that. It's shameful. He never called us that. And he said that to who he said it to is what make it shameful too, bro. Who he said it to is what made it shameful. He said it to Vlad, one of them. He said that shit to Vlad. That's not what we should do, bro. We should never do shit like that. Bro, do you have any closing statements before we end the stream?
I have to give you the DJ Khaled. You know what I mean? Another one. Thank you for having me on, Brother Nasir. This was good.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you coming through, brother.
Until we speak about this again. Shouts out to the chat.
Yeah, we probably come back on Thursday. I'm not doing a stream tomorrow. Probably come back on Thursday and do the conclusion of this. And we got some other things we need to talk about. We'll get to it at a later date. Things that's very important. That's pertinent to our people. Got to keep it pertinent, but we had to let people know the self-entitlement, and that we shouldn't allow people to manipulate and come between us. We shouldn't. No matter how important they think they are, we still shouldn't allow people to come between us. And too many people have been allowed to do that. I want to thank Body Artists. Redskin, P. Moses. Thank you for coming through. I appreciate it. Uncle Charlie's Unholy World. Thanks for coming through. Yeah, that's a good idea, brother. I'm gonna try to find those clips. I'm gonna try to find those clips. I appreciate you. I'm gonna try to find them. The clips of Corey talking reckless about minors. Yeah. Gotta find them because the hypocrisy has to stop. Dude acting like he's standing for our people, but he'll go and he will get with somebody else to bash his own brothers. That's not cool, man. It's not cool. especially those dudes frequent him, and they were his friends. And again, Godfrey brought the dude to comedy. Godfrey brought him to comedy. That's your last closing words, brother. We're gonna end this stream, brother.
Yeah, that's what Godfrey brought him to the forefront. Ooh, dang, that's a hard one to defend right there.
Yes, sir. And you know, it's not coming from me. Corey said that himself. So,
right.
And I want to thank the wife, you know, the executive producer, the one who helps me with the programs. I want to thank my wife, my biggest supporter. And this is your brother Nasir. Thank you to my brother T. Riggles for coming through. I leave you as I came before you in the greeting words of peace. Until next time, peace.
Production. Giving out instructions. I just keep it intact, this is a fact, right and exact, I won't step back. Admiration is the feeling that inspires your brain to make you gain self-knowledge, not go insane.